What if you put the lava chicken in a hydraulic press? I don't know, man. Okay, another thing I saw today, and well, yesterday, it was on ZT stream actually, and she was talking about it, was this. The Laser Grand Arena announcement has happened. It's back. 2025 edition, new format and streamlined entry. There's a new laser mod category with unique gimmicks. So, we're getting 2 laser tournaments in 1 year. I suppose we had 2 laser tournaments in 1 year last year as well. So, I don't know. We'll see. But 3 weeks. There's a full like breakdown and qualifier reveal tomorrow. No sign up required. Just play in the playlist. There are 18 tries and 12 playlist maps, which is really interesting. So you can play one map a few times to get a good score on it. Steve's piston chicken, and it just turns the chicken into a paste. Top 32 players will advance to the bracket stage. So I see why they've gone 32 down to 8 in 1 day, and then 8 double elimination. Well, in 1 weekend, I suppose. It seems like a nicer way of doing a tournament like this. 3 weeks is so much more manageable. Or at least it feels it after having spent the better part of, like, 10 years playing 7 or 8 weekend-long tournaments. Fuck that, man. It's also interesting that they have clearly defined who gets red and who gets blue here. There's no roles. There's no anything. It's just the high seed has, I guess, a slight advantage by picking first 3 times. But they also ban second. So, like, there is a clear advantage here. Or maybe not. There's a little, well, I guess a lot of nuance into this. Yeah, there's no rolling. It's just straight up high seed bans first, protects first, which is an awful thing to have in tournaments. It makes everything so anticlimactic. In a tournament like this, I see the reason it was included, but at the same time, like, why is high seed banning last both times? I don't know. It seems tough. But this is really the interesting thing, I think. This was cooked up by Nope KJK a while ago, because they were in call brainstorming about what they could do to make cumulative scoring work. And Nope KJK just came out with this idea, and they think it fixes every issue, which I disagree with, but it's a very interesting property of being second pick, being very controlling. Yeah, so the low seed here has a large advantage, really, in being second pick 3 times. 2 maps turn into 1 point, so if you lose the first pick heavily, you should just pick your worst map so your opponent loses 2 picks for 1 point. Pretty much. So tiebreakers are no longer sight reads, but are still Osu originals made for just the event, which is cool. I liked the sight read idea, but I also didn't really like it in a tournament setting, because it could have been any one skill set, really. It wasn't, I don't know, favorable or not favorable to either player in hindsight, but that's only because of the players that reach the later stages, really. So players take turns in both banning and picking maps, much like a regular tournament. We've also added protects. Maps which can't be banned by either player and may only be picked by the player who protected them, which is interesting. Like, that's a half ban, so you could use a protect for a ban if you didn't want a map to be picked at all. So you could have 3 bans, or you could have 2 bans and a protect. The opponent can't pick the map you choose as your protect. But here's the important bit. The cumulative scoring aspect is kept in the way of a set of 2 maps, one picked by each player, following the A-B-B-A order. In a set, the scores for the 2 maps are added for both players, and highest score wins 1 point. I would prefer them to call this a round. A round of picking. Because it's not a set. A set would be the full progression leading up to someone winning. First player to score 3 points wins the match. So, you see these grey boxes are what define where the cumulative scoring is worked. One thing to note, lower seed doesn't have much advantage. Okay, I'm curious to find out why. Because last pick, you need to pick your best map. Not necessarily. There's also the idea that, like, if you pick a bad map as last pick, you basically just FF the match. They have the advantage because they can int this pick if they want to, and then they can pick what they're good at, maybe. You kind of just end up removing each other's maps from the pool all the way until the end. I wonder if they trialed this. I wonder if they actually gave this a go, because There's so much nuance to how you would want to approach this strategy-wise. I'm interested in watching this. I don't know if I'd enter it. I'm in too many tournaments already. Brackets 1. So I don't know if I'd jump in, but I am interested to follow this and how it plays out. I always like new concepts like this. Bubbleman podcast would be pretty damn cool. Hey, we'll see. I need to start editing videos for my main channel first.